I'm obliged.
Much obliged.
It's all just urges and obligations.
I'm hardly obliged to answer the ravings of a
I will
drunkard.
be obliged if you will come with me to my home. But to avoid repeating last night's debacle, I was obliged to
You're
collect
not
more.
obliged to take it now.
Of course I'm obliged.
Much obliged to you, Mr. Lonergan.
I'd be obliged if you'd remember it.
I'd love to oblige you, but man's gotta get his rest sometime.
Oblige me. Face. I have been obliged to present each day since your absence.
Pay me what you can when you can.
I'm obliged.
Gabriel.
Maybe you're right. Much obliged.
It's just a fairy tale for little girls. That really, it's all just urges and obligations.
Wow. It's kind of harsh.
You want my advice?
To his own defense.
I can speak for myself. I'm hardly obliged to answer the ravings of a drunkard. It is beneath me.
Do you know anything about anything you do? I will be obliged if you will come with me to my home. Moriarty. The clues point in one direction. But to avoid repeating last night's debacle, I was obliged to collect more sufficient data, hence my tardiness.
$7.
I'll go get my purse.
Well, you're not obliged to take it now.
Of course I'm obliged. He ordered the deluxe.
Much obliged to you, Mr. Lonergan.
Abraham's quite clear. Thank you. I'd be obliged if you'd remember it. See you later. Fine.
Flatter myself.
Yeah, I'd love to oblige you, but man's gotta get his rest sometime.
Oblige me?
The music. But, sire. Oblige me. Yes, Majesty. The old ways. The face. I have been obliged to present each day since your absence. That is my job.
You're a brick for doing this. Thank you. Contractually obliged, darling. No, I mean the show. You'll all give it such gravitas. Thank you.
You do.
I feel obliged to point out to you that this man is a con artist of the first rank.
This is Inspector Mason again, Mrs. Fordyce. I'd be most obliged if you'll come down to the station right away.
But what is it? What's happened?
Nothing serious, ma'am.
£50 in cash. Do you wish to say anything? You're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so. But whatever you say will be taken down in writing and may be given in it.
Till 6. So if you want a drink, the red dog next door will oblige.
Tell the score I'd like to talk to him.
Ergo, it must be something in the future. You do follow me, I hope.
I'd be obliged if you tell me where.
Into the veiled land of things to come.
On the Riviera, we're the first to be suspected by the police.
But since the war, I have obliged all these men, to be honest. I have beat honesty into their skulls. I did not want...
Guy's German here wants to die for country. Oblige him.
Of prisoners. But since you insist on being treated as one, I have no choice but to oblige you. Take him in charge.
Aye, sir.
Now, wait a minute. What's this?
Look at you. We would be obliged if you'd provide accommodations that we failed to call ahead.
Much obliged.
How did Mrs. Rutledge know I was here? She saw you through the window, sir, and I was obliged to tell her who you were. I don't know as I like that. Are you...
Get back here! Happy to oblige, Major.
Although I don't think it's me you should be worrying about.
I'd much rather give it to my valets. What do you think, sir?
Don't feel obliged to reply, sir. My friend the Duke loves to argue, but he's a good Christian.
You can do double, triple, whatever you want.
I wish I could oblige you, ma'am, but the tapes have already been sent to your husband.
That can't be right.
Much obliged for your time, sir.
What is that?
I heard you. You can keep the cup of milk and the one egg. You sucker me in a breakfast, I'm obliged to work. Not me. I'm cutting out.
Boss?
Place every night.
Charles, nothing is more pleasant than traveling. You wouldn't say that if you were constantly obliged to be in the saddle. You're wrong. I would talk of nothing else.
Questions yet?
Well, I've told you all I know. So I'd be much obliged if you'd ask your questions and then clear out.
and Tide had been against us, I should have said yes. They're not. I'm obliged to say no.
Word from Mr. Munster. I mean, you will oblige me by not referring to the security breach on the part of my crew member again.
Yes, but that...
The Department of Defense...
Well, he says he's trying to pull himself together, but...
Yeah, look. Sure, I'm obliged to tell you to try to salvage things. And you should. It's not unheard of.
Aren't you? Do you work in the kitchen?
I'd be obliged to you, sir, if you'd take yourself out of the way. Unless you want me foot in your big fat face.
Before shooting up through the musical firmament, eventually obliging Pater to admit that yes, the son he disinherited is none other than Robert.
Put yourself in there. As a gentleman, I'd feel obliged to go in after you. And that may well be the end of me.
The shops that will treat you honestly.
Oh, I'm very much obliged to you, sir.
Pleasure's mine.
Thank you.
We're much obliged to you for coming out in person to tell us.
Check her out.
You do that. Much obliged.
Callahan, you're on the wrong.
The lady of the house let you in, did she? Yeah. Lovely, obliging girl.
Yeah.
No, I just thought I'd pop back before the reception, see if she's better.
Yeah. So?
You realize we're contractually obliged to perform them.
Of course I do.
Thanks, medicine. We are prisoners of war, and you are required to provide us with medical aid.